Hello, and welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Melanie,
And I, Sean.
watch and discuss every episode of that awesome 90s TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. And if you're a regular listener, welcome back. As a reminder, Sean is a longtime watcher and lover of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I have never seen it. Today, we are discussing season 4, episode 3, The Harsh Light of Day.
If you like what you see on this podcast, please leave us a review. Leave a comment if you're listening on Spotify, or stop by any of our social medias. We are at the Sunnydale Diaries, pretty much everywhere except for Blue Sky. We are at Sunnydale Diaries, so you can reach out to us on any of those platforms to say hello.
We are pining by the phones, waiting for you to call us.
I do have to say it's a little adrenaline boost anytime I get like the Spotify comment notification is purple,
Yeah.
and I don't get any other notifications that color. So when that little badge pops up, like, ooh,
Oh,
a
a little
Spotify
rush.
comment.
A little endorphin rush. It is a very strange thing, isn't it? Doing this and kind of just sending it out into the void.
We have had listeners from all 50 states except three:
Oh.
North Dakota, Hawaii, and Alaska. So to our
Aloha,
friend.
Hawaii. I don't know the traditional greeting in Alaska.
No. So if you know anyone who likes Buffy who lives in any of those three areas, turn them on to the Sunnydale
Ooh,
Diaries.
turn us on. Either way, it works.
We'll take it.
So in this episode, the relationship, if you want to call it that, between Buffy and Parker develops, and they have some sexy time. So usually after I watch an episode, I go to the IMDb trivia and see if there's anything interesting there. That's usually also where I go check. I think you do the same thing. The people that were in the episode, see if we know them from somewhere else. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
in the trivia for this episode, there was an item about Joss has said that Sarah Michelle Gellar didn't think it was appropriate for Buffy to have sex with Parker because it's too soon after she and Angel broke up. But Joss talked her into it by telling her, when you go to college, you do stupid things, which is true.
Very true.
So we thought, since we love to share with you guys and I'll take all the skeletons out of the closet, let's talk about stupid things we've done in college.
You want to start? You want me to start?
I will start with something I did like probably the first week of my first semester of college. There was a guy that lived in my dorm, and he was like it was 1989. So the most alternative looking guy in my dorm, and he had like, I don't know if he had a mohawk or he had something with his hair. And you could just tell this guy was like all about The Cure and bands like that. So I wrote him a note and put it under his door. It wasn't quite, do you like me, check yes or no, but it was almost that.
There was a maybe also.
There might have been a maybe. And I know in the note I did ask if he had a girlfriend, and he left me a note under my door, and he did have a girlfriend, but he was very nice anyway. And I think when we'd see each other in passing from then on, he said hi, but that was pretty dumb.
Mm.
Mm.
There was a guy that I had fallen for, like not love, but like a hard crush,
Yeah.
like really, really bad. And he was straight, and I knew that.
Mhm.
And we were both friends, and we had a group of friends in common. And he had mentioned just something about he had wanted an Argyle scarf,
Uh-huh.
and I went to Macy's, bought an Argyle scarf,
Yeah.
opened up a Macy's credit card to pay for the Argyle scarf, which that's a stupid mistake.
Right.
Never, if you are young, never open store credit cards. Um, and then gave it to him and said that my friend Sharon bought it for him.
Oh.
Because I didn't want to say it was from me.
And how'd that work out for you?
I mean, he was appreciative, but didn't help me with the crush.
It didn't advance your standing with him
No,
romantically. No. Oh,
no, it did not. It did not advance my
all right,
standing with the straight man.
all right. I got another one from my first year.
Okay.
If my college roommate listens to this, I hope she can remember some of this. There was a guy that I had a big crush on, and he worked at it was called the Rathskeller, University of Miami, and it was kind of like a bar restauranty place. I don't know. It was where everybody went, and they had music and dancing and food and drinks. And he worked there as some kind of manager or something. And so the way I let him know that I was into him, this isn't the poor choice part, but this is just funny, and I guess this is considered stupid. So I on purpose didn't wear my glasses that night. Um and he was like upstairs talking to people. And so this was me. I can't see anything. And I just stared at him like the whole night. And the best part was I didn't have to be too brave because I couldn't see. So I couldn't tell if he was acknowledging or seeing me staring at him.
Right.
It worked out. He came and
Nice.
introduced himself. So the dumbest part of that is he called me one night. Nothing really happened. I think we kissed, and then he called me late one night, and he was obviously really drunk. And he was like, "Come over to my dorm room." And I was like, "All right." I was all ready to do something really stupid, but then I spent so much time like putting on makeup and getting ready to go over there. When I got there, he had passed out and wasn't answering his door.
Oh
So he
no.
saved me from doing something really stupid.
Right. Oh man.
But that whole thing in
Um,
itself was kind of stupid. I feel like that time for me was so innocent. I don't even know if I was like going all the way with boys at that point.
going all the way.
Like doing it. Having sexy time. Well,
Um,
mine seems so innocent. Like I wrote a poem for a boy in my poetry class.
I mean, just talking to guys on the internet and like telling them where I worked.
Oh,
That was dumb.
yeah.
When I worked at Michael's, the craft star one showed up and he just like wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Not
That's dumb in a
yeah,
different way.
yeah. Well, especially because or like
That's like
he didn't.
dumb you could die.
Yeah, yes, dumb ways to die. Absolutely.
Dumb ways to die. Yeah, I don't really have any one night stand blaming myself for a guy being a jerk kind of things like Buffy does. So that's good. Good for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Went
yeah,
until way
absolutely.
later in life. Not necessarily college. Mm.
Mm,
I'm gonna find that poem that I wrote for that boy.
fair enough.
All right.
Definitely was in college, and I worked at a supermarket my first 2 years, and I asked out a girl, a coworker, um, and we had a building on campus. It was new. It was called the Student Activity Center, or the SAC.
Uh huh.
So I asked her, like, "Hey, you want to meet for breakfast?"
Uh
And she was definitely a little surprised that I asked.
huh. Because you're gay.
Yeah, I was like, "This gay guy doesn't hang out." I was like, on the cusp. At that
She knew
point.
it before you did.
And she did say yes. I was like, "Hey, you want to meet at the SAC?" And she's like, "I don't go to Stony Brook."
Oh,
Now I swear she said she did or was going to, and I just
okay.
assumed.
Or she was just
So
like, "Oh, you go to Stony Brook." To you,
that could be, yeah,
maybe.
that could be, yeah.
Hey, you guys, you have any dumb things you did in college? Let us know.
Email us at the sunnydalediaries@gmail.com
We shouldn't be the only ones sharing our stupid stories.
because I know that they're out there.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody's
I
got
mean,
stupid things.
that's the time for it. I mean, for a lot of people, it's you're out on your own for the first time,
Mhm.
especially if you're living on campus. You have really no supervision.
Mhm.
And I mean, there are some people who just don't know how to take care of themselves. I don't mean that in a bad way. They just don't know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's some hard
Um,
life lessons.
yeah. Absolutely,
and
it really
potentially a
is.
trip to the health center. That was amazing to me. The first time I went to the health center, I think it was at UF, and I walked in and they had this giant bowl of condoms just sitting there, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah. But
I mean,
that's
that's
good.
good. That's very responsible. But
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I know. It's
A whole new world. So please be safe.
you ready to get into the harsh light of day?
I am ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. I have not seen this one in a very long time.
Yeah.
This might be one of the ones that like I don't think I've watched it since it originally aired.
Yeah.
I have no issue with it. I just
It
like
just
I
it wasn't a
remembered.
standout for you.
Yeah, like I remember. I knew Spike came back. I
Yeah.
remember the Gem of Amara, like the concept of it. I don't think I remember the name, but yeah, there was a lot to this that I did not recall.
All right.
So
Well, let's get into it.
yeah, open at the Bronze.
We haven't been to the Bronze in a while.
No, glad it's still open.
I didn't see anything too weird that stood out to me on this visit.
Yeah, I think they finally realized, guys, it's season 4. We destroyed the pastry case in that fight in season 3.
The
Let's
pastry
let's
case
just
and the boat
leave it
crack are
done.
gone.
Done.
I did notice. So, the Dingoes are playing on stage, and the
Yep.
lead singer of that band is wearing a half shirt,
Yeah.
a
That was
half
crowd plot.
shirt under a jacket.
Yeah.
What do you think of that look, Sean? You ever worn a half shirt?
No. Come on. Um, I mean, I look good on him.
I know when we were in our preteens, so it was, early 80s, that was a thing for guys to wear, like, cut their
Oh yeah.
shirts up pretty high, though. I don't even know if they were
Yeah.
considered half shirts,
Hmm.
but this was definitely just a belly shirt
Under
under a
I,
jacket.
I
I didn't
think
like
he
it.
may have done that. Yeah, I think he may have done that in season 3
Oh,
also.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, Devin's edgy that way.
Mm. And then, so Buffy and Willow are sitting at a table with their little drinks and straws,
Mhm.
and I guess Parker is there too, but Buffy's, kind of being, she doesn't want to crowd him.
Right.
He's already got her trained.
But
Well,
she's
he
still
thinks he
watching
does.
them.
He's well,
I'm
we'll
gonna
get into
say
it, but I
uh,
think he's very manipulative. Is what I mean to say. And
yes.
there's already, like hints of it, like they're playing games.
But she's watching them
But she's
in the
watching him
reflection.
through the mirror.
I totally would have done that.
Yes. That's what I would have done.
And Willow made a comment about his shirt, and Buffy said something like, "Oh, the teal.
Yeah.
It is not teal. It is not close to teal. It was slate
It
blue."
was like slate blue. But maybe, in the lighting of the bronze, through a mirror, from a distance, you know,
You're telling me to suspend my
she's looking
disbelief?
through rose-colored glasses, Sean. That alters the color of his shirt.
Then his shirt should have been rose, not teal. No, just like all the writers on the show,
I know.
editors,
I know.
actors, no one thought to say, "Huh, that's not teal."
Oh, are you talking about continuity? Like, I mean, we see all sorts of examples of where people don't remember that they were eating a steak, not a banana. You know?
Can I get that shirt in cornflower blue?
Oh my god, I used to say that to myself so much in our meetings. Oh, it used to annoy me. Okay.
And then the dingoes finish playing. Oz walks up. He's wearing a T-shirt that says "Dragon In."
Yes, that was the strangest ending to a set, though. Like, they just stopped playing their song. Did he even say thank you? Did Devin say thanks and we'll see you next time or anything like that? They just kind of stopped playing, and then they all
And
walked off the stage, and Oz is like, "All right, let's go." I was like, nobody clapped. Really? There was no acknowledgement. It was very strange. The Bronze is a
it's the
strange
Bronx.
place.
Yeah, they
What is this
play every
club?
week there. um, so Buffy hung out all week with Parker. We find
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
Oh, young love is
Mhm.
blooming.
Mhm.
You're probably like so opportunistic. No, that's not the word. You're probably so optimistic for Buffy when you're watching that scene. Like, oh, she's got somebody new.
No,
Ugh.
I think one of my predictions was like, she's gonna date guys and it's never gonna work out.
Yeah,
She's got horrible taste in men.
yeah.
It
Um,
all stems from her father leaving. She's got like
freaking
some weird,
Monzo.
they say you marry your father. She's just searching for that person. That's what they say. You've never heard that?
No, no, I have. I'm just thinking about my husband
Oh,
compared to my father. I would not agree with. Yes, I've heard that saying. I
so
agree.
she's got
I
some
know.
Monzo issues she's trying to resolve, and so she keeps picking these guys that just aren't going to be there for her.
Yeah, he Parker does show up and says
Yes,
that he'll walk her back to her dorm.
because it's not safe around here. I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
he's not
not.
wrong.
It's not. But how does he know that?
I think, we've kind of talked about that before. I think a lot of people in the town of Sunnydale, and apparently you see Sunnydale, they know something's up, but they don't know what that something is.
Again, why would you choose to go to college in this?
You know how cheap it probably is because of
Yeah, right.
all of that. $3 a
We give
credit.
you a stipend, and if you make it to your senior year, there's
No
a there's a
loans. We'll
there's
wipe
a
them out.
package, a graduation package for you.
So, yeah. So they go off,
Yep.
and Devin, Oz, and Willow are loading up the van.
Yep. She's a good girlfriend.
She's a good roadie.
I'd be like, you let me know when you're ready to go. I'll be in here drinking my tea.
And then Harmony shows up.
Yes, and they're both very friendly, which I'm like, why are they? Didn't we cover this before? Where she was? Oh, during when they were getting their yearbook signed.
Yeah. But, when you run into someone from high school, unless it's someone like you truly loathed, although
Yeah.
she did say she hated her with like a fiery vengeance,
Yes, she
but
did say that. That wasn't that long
it's,
ago. That was senior year.
yeah,
That was
I
last
still
year.
think though, I mean, it's been a while for me since I've run into somebody from high school, but I still think there's that initial, oh, hey, we, suffered through
If
4
you
years
ran into
together.
that manager from our last job,
Headbutt.
no, you wouldn't be the mature.
Oh
Hey,
no. Oh
you look
no.
the same.
No, I would sound exactly like I would in her meetings. I'm like, hello, and just walk away. After headbutt.
All right. So anyway, Willow and what's her name? Harmony
Harmony.
seem to be very mature and are happy to see each other.
Yeah.
And they're like, she's like, haven't seen you since graduation. And Harmony goes, yeah, big snake, right?
Harmony talks about she wanted to go to Paris, but
Yeah,
she didn't
she didn't go.
go. Yeah.
She didn't go.
Lots of back and forth. And then Harmony's a vampire. Now,
And
you did not
and
know
and
Harmony.
bites Willow's neck.
Yeah. Although she kind of went in, it was kind of like very slowly. Like she grabbed her and then she was just like,
It
it was
was
very slow.
what's that actress's name?
Mercedes McNabb.
It's Mercedes' first time biting someone in the neck. She had to go in
True.
slow and make sure she got it.
Now, you did not know Harmony was a vampire, right?
No.
Like you saw her get bit in the graduation
I guess
day,
I
but
didn't remember that. I know because that's what somebody said later on. Yeah, she did get bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's a vampire.
So it makes you wonder who else is going to come back from graduation.
Mm.
So, and then we have our credits.
Yes. So I mentioned last episode, or the episode before, that I wanted to text you. Well, I wanted to show you some images from the credits that are new for this season
Okay.
and have you give a prediction of what is going on.
Okay.
So I am going to
I did
send
notice there was a
you.
shot of Oz in the credits wearing that dragon in shirt
Yep, I did
from
see
that
that.
scene.
Yep. So I just sent you the first one.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I
and
got
it
it.
is Oz, and what's going on there?
Oz, is he it looks like he could be turning into his werewolf form, but I don't remember it looking like that. And he's got a name tag on. Hello, my name is, and I see a G something.
Give us the scene. Where is he with this name tag, and what's going to happen?
Uh he's at some kind of a support group meeting. That's why he's got the name tag on.
Okay.
Um And then the person running the support group gets him angry and he turns into this whatever this is. I don't think it's him as a werewolf though. And look at
Okay.
that goatee. What is that? Soul
Yeah,
patch.
that is. That is a little unusual.
I don't like it. Yeah, I don't know that that's wolfing out because look at his eyes.
Right.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah. I don't know. He turns into something. Did they make him turn into something? Somebody's made him turn into something.
Mhm. All right.
He drank
And then,
something at the support group meeting, because sometimes they have coffee and donuts. So he
yes,
drank
I've heard that.
something and it turned him into this thing. Oh, okay. You're sending
Mm.
me something else now.
And I send you a second one.
Okay.
Yep. This time we
This
got
one
Giles.
is Giles. Giles. Is that his hands? Are his hands guns and a sword?
No,
Huh?
no. I mean, I will tell you, he is holding a chainsaw. That's what
Oh,
he's
he's holding a
holding.
chainsaw. Oh, okay. The
Yeah,
picture didn't come out. Okay. He's
yeah.
holding
It was
a chainsaw.
it was hard to pose that at the right
Okay.
moment.
And he's got on a big black coat.
Hmm.
Oh. Ooh, is it like an 80s slasher movie and Giles has been possessed and he's a chainsaw murderer?
Oh, okay.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
All right. And I did have a third one.
Yeah.
We'll get to the scene. It was Xander with the juice box.
Oh, okay.
As I was taking the picture of it, I was like, "Oh, that might be in this episode," but I didn't know,
It's
so
in
I
this
had it ready.
episode.
But it's in this episode.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that. So after credits, Oz fights off Harmony with the microphone stand. He actually gets at her behind
Does
with
a
it,
pretty good
sword,
job.
and threatens to,
Yeah.
hit her with it, and she runs away. And my boyfriend will get you, and
Hmm. I have a
by
boyfriend. He's
Harmony.
gonna be mad that you were mean to me. She's so
Hmm.
whiny. Even as a vampire, she's whiny.
Buffy and Parker are walking back
Yeah.
to her dorm.
Yep. He's such a nice
Um,
guy.
yeah, he asks about this scar that we've never seen before and we'll never see again.
Yes. And she says it was from an angry puppy.
Yeah.
And then we
Um,
find out Parker has emotional baggage. He gets all deep and confides in her about his dad dying last year and you know, oh, but don't think I'm one of those guys. I try to get, through it and I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy. That's the
I'm
2025 equivalent. I'm a nice guy.
I'm not one of those dark and brooding guys, so give me some love. Ugh,
And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know any of those."
that sounds
Yeah.
horrible. He asks her to the Wolf House party tomorrow night,
Mhm.
which I heard that. I'm like, oh, is there like a werewolf tie-in? But no.
Oh, no.
And she agrees to go.
Yep. Yep. What a nice guy.
Yeah.
Uh, then we go to, Xander and Giles. I guess Xander's working with Giles now, but not really because Giles is unemployed, so okay. Just
I
2.
just thought he was like doing like handyman work for him
I don't know, he was filing books.
and other
Giles is
duties at
like,
the side.
"Come be unemployed with me, Xander, so we can both stay in this episode." And Anya walks in with her new dark hair,
Yes, I noted that.
really dark hair,
Very
and
dark.
she's funny. She wants to talk to Xander. And she's like, "Where is this relationship going?" He's like, "What are you talking about? We went on one date."
She can't stop thinking about him, and wants this to grow. And I mean, Xander actually, I think, gives her a mature answer. Like, relationship development needs to be organic. It just needs to
Yes,
happen.
yes, yep. Let's see, and then we go back to Buffy at the dorm where they almost kiss.
Yeah,
This is
she says this is my.
one of those things that happens all the time in shows and movies, right? Like somebody's about to kiss and somebody walks in, they're like, "Oh."
She's talking about her dorm room door. It's made of wood, and
Yep.
Parker says, "Speaking of wood," and
Oh,
then
no.
Willow and Oz run up. Uh, Willow's bleeding, like
Yes.
actively bleeding
Yeah.
from the Harmony bite,
Yep.
and they talk about the angry puppy,
Yes. Yes.
and
And
Parker leaves.
somebody very pale. Yep.
Willow. I really liked Willow's coat. I don't know if you noticed it. It was cute.
Okay.
It was very Willow.
I think out of all the people style on the show, I like Willow's the best.
Yeah. We find out that Devin and Harmony dated briefly. I can totally see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But she was too flaky. She is very flaky.
Yes.
Um, then we go back to the underground
Cave.
lair cave.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Harmony.
I like Underground Lair better than Cave.
Okay, and we find out that her boyfriend is Spike.
He's back.
He's back. His eyes don't look like that, but he's back.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Were
he's
you
back. I
expecting
like
it?
him. He's funny.
Yeah.
Um, and they're tunneling to a crypt. We don't know why yet,
Yeah.
but and then there's an exchange. Oh, he calls her Harm. Harm.
Harmon's and.
Yeah, and she wants to go to the party. She's so whiny, and yeah, she wants to go somewhere fun. She wants to go to the party.
Yeah. She or he's talking to Ryan, the engineer, I guess, trying to figure out these schematics
Yep,
or blueprints that they have.
yep.
She calls him her little blondie bear.
I know. I know. It's funny the way she talks to him, like, and even later, she kind of sasses him. It's an interesting dynamic, but she's very cute with him, and he doesn't seem to mind it. It's kind of
Yeah.
funny.
I could not think of the term abusive relationship. So I wrote down unstable relationship. I'm like, this is not what I mean. And Melanie's going to know what I mean. But then it finally
I
popped
think
into
they're
my
kind of
head.
abusive to each other,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
mutually abusive.
Yeah.
So then we're at the party, and we see the band Biff Naked, which was so Gwen Stefani pre Gwen Stefani,
Yeah.
right? Um,
Hmm.
and so I did look up Biff Naked, and I didn't know any of their other stuff. Biff Naked is actually the name of the lead singer, her stage name anyway. She's a Canadian person. Let's see. We also, as they panning around this party, we see some dude juggling beer bottles, as you do at a party.
Hi.
Bring out your juggling skills. Um, Buffy and Parker are there, and they run into Spike and Harm, and they're
And
carrying some pale dude. Yeah,
so pale
it's like
and actively bleeding, like actively bleeding neck wounds.
it's like Weekend at Bernie's the way they're carrying him around, though.
Yep. Uh,
Then Buffy and Spike have some little interaction, and he bolts out the door
yeah.
and leaves Harm there. But
Mhm.
Buffy follows him outside, and they have a fight. And this fight, talk about the stunt double being evident, was very evident in this fight scene. Like,
Yeah.
that person is not even the same shape as Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
I saw a funny reel today. It was one of the other podcasts, I think. It was about this, where they were making fun of how obvious the stunt doubles are in Buffy.
And Harmony, being Harmony, just yells out, "As soon as we have the Gem of Amara,
Yeah.
you'll be sorry." And Spike gets very angry.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, he drags her away. Not before telling us that Drusilla dumped him for a fungus demon.
Hmm.
This is the second time she's dumped him for a demon.
Yeah, last time it was a Chaos Demon.
Oh,
Now
there
it's a
you
Fungus
go.
Demon.
Chaos and fungus. Attorneys at law.
Episode title. If you're watching this, you may notice that Melanie and I look a little different suddenly. We don't know what happened, but we lost the last 20 minutes of Melanie's video.
And man, they were
So
good 20 minutes.
they were a good 20 minutes. So rather than, having you sit there and just watch me talk to nothing for 20 minutes, which I did sit through it a little bit. It's very weird because I say something and then I just sit there for a few
Yeah.
seconds and then I talk again.
That could
We
be
have
a
decided
fun contest or a thing where we release that and people have to fill in the Melanie parts.
oh, yeah, or just like mute one of us.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, you're still
Just do it for
talking.
like 15, 20 seconds.
All right. I like that idea. Okay, so uh, Harmony and Spike ran off after mentioning Gem of Amara. I did see that one of the IMDb trivia points was that Amara means eternal or imperishable in Hindi.
Well, that
So,
makes sense.
yeah, if that is true, somebody just didn't throw a fact in there without checking it. That's actually some
Somebody
good
actually looked
research.
something up.
So next we go to Xander's basement.
Xander's
He
basement / laundry room / apartment.
he's hanging a disco ball.
Spiffying it up. The
Yeah,
bachelor
we
pad.
we
It's officially a bachelor
have,
pad when there's a disco ball.
yes. Have you ever been over when we had the disco ball out in our house?
At your other house? I don't know.
Not
Or
either
this
one, this
house?
house or the other one.
I don't know. Surely.
Okay. All right.
Surely I have.
We have a list of things for when we're ready to move, things that we want to do
Yeah.
or have to do in the house, and my husband put pack disco ball as one of the items. So it's very important.
Yeah. This is important.
So while hanging the disco ball,
Yeah.
Anya walks in.
Yes. Yes. And she has a plan. I like Anya. I know you said I would like Anya, but yeah, she's very funny in her figuring things out in this new life she has, and she's so straightforward and just like, all right, this is the plan. We're going to have sex so that I can get over you.
But before she even says that, though, he offers her some juice and crayon apple. He goes to the fridge to get it,
Yes.
turns around, and she's naked.
She strips
So
down.
yes, very very forward, very
Yeah,
direct.
yeah. Well, why waste time?
Do what you got to do.
Yeah. Oh, in the meantime, Buffy calls Giles and tells him about the Gem of Amara. And he says, not real, but he happens to have a book right at hand. Like the first book
Very
he reaches
convenient.
for is, oh yeah, here it is. It's from the 10th century. Vampires are interested in it. I would imagine that a lot of people would be interested in it, not just vampires.
Who else?
Well, I don't know, anybody that wants to be immune to danger or
Yeah,
immortal.
because it's not just sunlight; it's impenetrable. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're right. I was confusing it with. I don't know. We didn't touch on this yet.
Oh, spoilers.
The well, no, it's Vampire Diaries. How they have a daylight ring.
Oh, yeah.
Which I
Oh,
mean
right.
that's like the main thing that I think that this would be good for any vampire, like the Gem of
Yeah.
Amara would be good for. But you're right, it's not just daylight.
I would take
You
one
can't
for
be
when
killed.
I'm working with my glass, prevent all those cuts. I'll take it. I wear that ring.
Yeah. Yeah. If I ever go back to the lab,
Right. Yeah.
don't want to accidentally spill something on myself, it's fine. Got the Gem of Amara. No worries.
There's another volume of that book that Giles was looking at where it talked about the more practical aspects for, us humies.
Don't like paper cuts? Gem of Amara.
That's right.
Dogs
Anyway,
bite you?
Giles gonna do some more research on it. We go back to Harmony and Spike in a very fancy bedroom, which I guess is in the underground lair. Like
Which,
they
if
made
it
this
is-
nice pink
Yeah.
silk and satin bedroom for Harmony in there.
Pretty nice. If it's
I think
underground.
that's Spike's love language is he does acts of service. So he built this nice bedroom for her.
Yeah. I could
You
see
know,
that
he-
like with Drusilla. Yeah.
Yeah. He's quite a jerk and mean to her otherwise, but obviously words of affection not his love language.
No, definitely not. Physical touch, well, maybe, but probably not. She's asking him if Antonio Banderas is a vampire, and I forgot he was in Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
I just thought she was just asking about him in general.
Yeah.
But no, he was Armand, which I don't agree with that casting.
I don't think you're alone there.
I mean, I like Antonio Banderas, but not in that role.
Yeah.
And yes, he tells her just go make Antonio Banderas a vampire.
He just wants her to
get out
shut
of my
up and
hair.
leave him alone.
Yeah.
Just
There's
take your time, he says. Yeah, go ahead.
There's some gross like seduction that Harmony is.
Yeah.
I mean, they both are a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
like almost abusive seduction. She does call Drusilla Dorcas. which
Yeah, she does.
made me
Just to
laugh.
get his goat.
Yeah.
Yep. And then he shuts her up, all right.
Yep. So then back to Xander and Anya.
He makes a comment about how even with her forthrightness and how she just laid it out there, what she was going to do, what she wanted. He was like, and still more romantic than Faith.
She's still
Oh,
seducing him while
yes.
naked.
Yes.
This is when she says two things. One is, it'll be face to face for the event itself. But then she said, frankly, it's ludicrous not to have these interlocking bodies and not interlock.
Yeah. And
Please
she brought
remove your
condoms.
clothing now.
She says she can deal with the consequences. She brought condoms.
And I know I mentioned this last time, but this is where I said this is another line that you should use on your husband.
Oh boy.
The interlocking
I
bodies.
have to start a list so I'll just keep the cards next to the bed or something.
Pick one.
I'll be like, what the hell
Just fan
are
them
you
out.
talking about? I go, it's for the podcast. Just go with it. Then we're at the Wolf House party. And Buffy makes up some crazy story about Spike, how he's not supposed to drink, and so she had to help him out. And then Parker's like, "Did you date him, or did you were together?" And the laugh she gives is like such an insane person laugh.
Maniacal.
It really was. It was a little scary. If he were a normal guy, I think at that point Parker would be like, "Okay, red flag with this girl. What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
But he also has a
slip.
plan, so he's gonna let that crazy laugh slide.
They
They
start
have a
slow
nice,
dancing.
yeah, they have a nice slow dance to a terrible song, and then some deep conversation, looking at each other's eyes, and he's like, that he was pre-med and switched to history, which I don't even know why you would be a history major. I guess you're just going to be a teacher. But
Yeah, if you are a history major and you've done something besides teaching, we want to know.
yeah,
So,
let us know. What are you guys doing with these degrees? Also, if you're an English major, what are you doing with that?
Yeah. Email us at thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com.
Yeah. There was a moment, this is before the twist, and we find out what kind of a person he really is. And he's like, he kisses her and he's like, is this okay? And I was like, oh, consent, that's nice. But then it turned later on, you find out it was just manipulation. Ugh.
Yeah.
But we don't know that yet.
But-
So it's a sweet moment.
Yeah.
And they kiss,
And
and
leading-
then there's a montage of kissing and sexy time.
And Giles calling.
And Giles calling in the middle of it. Okay, this is one of those full disclosure things. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever got a phone call when you're having fooling around with someone?
No, but I remember that my husband and I this was right when we started going out, and he had a roommate.
Yeah.
And they lived on opposite sides of the house, but right when it was over,
Yeah.
hey, Mike, can you move your car?
Do you think they were waiting outside the door listening?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was once having sexy phone time with a guy, and his roommates picked up the phone while we were in the middle of it. Hey, I need the phone. Oh, being a human is fun.
Yeah.
Oh
Now,
my
we
God.
don't find out until the very next scene, but we don't know if it's in Buffy's room or Parker's room.
Right.
So I thought Giles is calling and leaving this message on. We find out later. It's an actual answering machine. It's
Yes.
not voicemail.
Yes.
So imagine if it was.
While
in
you're
her
fooling
room.
around, the answering machine is talking. You're listening to
And
it.
it's Giles saying, call me, it's very important. Mood killer.
Oh man.
But we do find out in
Yes.
that next scene that it's in Parker's room, a messy
Parker's
room.
messy room.
Yeah. Twin bed.
It's a good thing he's a cute guy, if you went in that room first, before getting to know him, and I don't know, that would be a red flag for sure.
There's that one Friend episode, I think it was the one with the dirty girl, where Ross walks in. And I mean, it's not just dirty, it's just
There's
disgusting.
bologna on the couch. he takes something goopy on his hand. Yes, gross. Gross. I dated a guy whose I wouldn't even use his bathroom because it was like, looking back in hindsight, it's like, oh my gosh, what were you doing there, Melanie? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, she wakes up in his room and she's alone. And she thinks that he left her laying there alone. And so she's like looking for her clothes, but then he comes in, he's so sweet, he brought coffee. Oh, he's so nice. And they have another sweet moment, and then he says, I can't hang out too long because my mom's coming to visit, and but I'll give you a call later. Oh. But everything again seems on the up and up. That's fine. Whatever. She's happy. She's in like the afterglow. Then we go back to Xander and Anya post sex, and she says, "Okay, well, I guess I'm over you now." And he says,
and he's
"Okay,
like,
okay." Although he does seem awkward about it. He's so shaken up. Like, what just happened? What is going on? But okay, I guess wasn't the right answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then to the next dysfunctional couple, Spike and Harmony.
Yes.
They're still fighting. He says, "I love syphilis more than you," which that's pretty bad.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of dysfunction going on here, for sure.
Yep.
Back to Buffy's dorm room. She walks in, and she's like, walks in, doesn't even look, and she starts, getting her night before clothes off, and we hear "good morning," and just Giles and Willow are there on the computer. Whoops.
Yep. Buffy's an adult. Giles is not her father.
That's right. And he seems fine. After all, he had sex with her mother, and nothing's as awkward as that.
Twice. On a police car hood.
He says the gem may exist after all, and so Buffy's going to go find Spike, and they're going to go back and try and find the tunnel. And then Giles leaves, and Willow wants all the detail. Well, not all the details, but some of the details. And Buffy's happy, and it's this whole new relationship thing, which is great.
He's gonna call later.
Yeah, he's gonna call.
And then the montage.
Yeah. So, but first, we're in the tunnel, and Spike is saying, "Okay, we're close, and okay." From now on, nobody leaves. You got to stay here. And Harmony, of course, is like, whiny, I want to go do stuff. And she starts whining, and lackeys all like roll their eyes and leave because they know there's about to be an argument. They're all like, It's tough to be a lackey.
And then, yes, I would not want to be a lackey.
Yes, and then we've got the awful alternative song in the background and the montage of "I'm not calling."
And Spike drilling. But
yes, and Spike drilling, like on a scaffold, drilling upward. All the rock is just falling on his head. He's got a mask on, but still, it doesn't seem like a very practical way to get that done.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you would do it, but that seemed
way.
Kind of like Wile E. Coyote. Okay, so Spike finds the crypt. Very exciting. And the gem. Except the gem that he puts on turns out to not be the gem. And it turns out that it's actually a ring that Harmony put on, and he only finds this out after she annoys the hell out of him once again, and he spikes her.
He staked her.
Yeah.
He spiked her last night.
He stakes her, and it heals up in a bit of awful CGI. Yeah. Yes, pretty much. And then, so he takes the ring, and her feelings are all hurt and stuff because he's, more interested in that, obviously, than her. Mm-hmm. And then he's out. Now we're back at Giles's.
Yes, Giles has a TV. Giles
has a TV. Willow's like, maybe it's just for art. It doesn't really work. It's just an art piece. No, it works. It works. And they find out that there's a big sinkhole at UC Sunnydale.
From all the drilling.
Obviously, that's the tunnel. So they take off to go there. Then we're on campus. And this is where things turn. Buffy sees Parker talking to some other girl, and he's giving her the sad story about his dad passing away. Ugh.
She doesn't get angry though. She gets hurt.
She gets hurt.
Yeah.
And he totally gaslights her, and he's like,
Mhm.
"What? I thought we were having fun." And she's like, "Did I do something wrong?" And she apologizes to him.
Mhm.
Oh, it made me so
And
mad.
and when she said that, did I do something wrong? That's almost exactly or pretty close to what she said to Angel back in
Oh,
season 2 in
oh,
Innocence right
Buffy.
after they did the night before.
Oh, Buffy.
So
This
yeah,
girl, she needs a therapist.
for many
Right?
reasons.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Slaying aside.
Yeah,
Just,
just,
oh my
just
God. Ugh.
being 18-year-old and stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So he's a jerk. Parker leaves. His exit line is like, "I really gotta go," and he just turns
See
and
ya.
leaves. And she's just like, "What?" And she chases him. She chases him. She's
Yeah.
like, "I did this all wrong. And she wants to like make it right and work it out. And he's like, "No, no, no. It's cool. We'll hook up later." And he foots it out. And she turns, or no, then we hear Spike. He says something like, "Wow, that
That
was
was
embarrassing,"
pathetic.
or that, yeah. And
Yeah.
she turned around and he punches her out. Yep.
A hard punch.
Yeah, yeah. Um, then we have a big fight scene. Buffy versus Spike, and Buffy's stunt double, who is shaped nothing like Sarah Michelle Gellar,
No.
and her face is plainly obvious in several shots. And it's like, oh god. Um, Buffy stakes him. It has no effect, uh, and yeah, not good.
Mm-mm. In the
Um,
middle of all that,
mm,
Willow, Oz, and Giles go to that crypt. They find
mm.
Harmony in there.
She's so sad.
Li- Yeah, he was my platinum baby.
She
Uh,
says, being a vampire sucks, and she vamps out, and you think she's going to attack them, but she does not attack them. She tells
mm,
them what happened, and he took the ring, and I would have just given it to him, and oh, oh, poor Harm.
mm, yeah.
Switch back to the fight. Xander,
Xander shows up
Xander shows up for like a second and gets thrown up against a wall.
hard. Yep.
Hard. Buffy. Finally, I just combined those two words. Buffy. Buffa. Buffy gets the ring off of his finger and he runs away back down underground. Now, in other episodes, we've seen sunlight's effect on vampires and they burn up fast.
This is my theory is it has to be direct sunlight. So if he was under a tree and it was like through the leaves and all dappled, it wouldn't be instant. He was like maybe like start smoking, but it wouldn't be like instant immolation. That is my theory.
All right, Sean. I'll let it go. I do not agree with your theory, but I'm going to let it go because I'm an adult.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Then we cut back to, I guess we're back at Giles's place, and they're
Mm-hmm.
talking about what to do with the ring, and Giles says, "We have to destroy it," and Buffy says no, and she decides that it should go to Angel, and Oz
Right.
says, I've got a gig in LA, so I'll bring it to Angel,"
Convenient.
which I suppose is going to help him a lot in his new job role,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. He helps the helpless.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have then, that ring.
Yeah.
So I saw in the IMDb trivia that this was like part of a crossover thing. Do you remember
It
watching that?
was. I do. I think this was the first full crossover because, like, I remember we talked about it in the pilot. He called her on Angel. She picked up on Buffy, but there wasn't really like a true crossover.
Right.
But this one was. So Oz and Spike both crossed over into Angel. Long story short, Angel destroys the ring because
Mm.
even he shouldn't have that much power.
Oh,
So
wow.
there you go. I saved you 43 minutes.
Thank you.
Not that you were going to watch it
I
anyway.
know,
It's fine.
exactly. Right. So now we're back on campus, and Buffy is kind of talking to Willow about Parker and men in general, and still is like, "What did I do wrong? And am I repulsive? And do you think we can work it out?"
The one line she said, he's shallow and manipulative, and why doesn't he want me?
And so here, me in my 50s, happily married me is like, what is wrong with you? But me probably at that age and in that situation would have been the same.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then Buffy needs to walk alone a little bit, and so Willow leaves her, and Buffy's walking along in the quad, I guess, or whatever. And then we see Harmony is also walking along in the quad, and we see Anya's walking. Like, they don't see each other; they're all just kind of walking similar
Different
paths.
directions. Yeah, but different
Yeah,
directions.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a cool closing shot. I like that.
yeah.
And
And that's
that
it.
is it for the harsh
That's
light
it.
of day.
Harsh light of day.
How many stakes?
I am going to give this one 3.25 stakes.
Same
It
thing.
was okay. The romantic stuff and the, I don't know, resonated
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a
with 19-year
relatable
old me.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, 3.25. Favorite line?
My favorite line was Xander, whoa, Giles has a TV. Everybody, Giles has a TV. He's shallow like us.
I think for me, it was going back through my notes. I think it's probably Anya's thing about the interlocking. 'Cause it is just stuck in my head for like
Yeah,
so many
yeah, yeah, yeah.
years. It's just so ridiculous that I love it. Okay,
Next
next
up,
episode. Yep, season 4, episode 4, Fear Itself.
so I feel like we've already had, I think it's going to be like, I don't know if it's a spell or something they'll ingest or inhale or something. Some force is going to, it's going to make them see their worst fears. I feel like
Okay,
we've had an episode like that before with nightmares,
Nightmares in season 1.
but
Yep.
that's something similar is going to be like
Okay,
this. It's going to be facing their
interesting.
fears.
Okay, I I think you will like this episode for several reasons, but one in particular, and you'll know it as soon as you see it.
Okay,
And when that happens, I want you to text me.
I will.
All
I almost
right.
texted you when the scene where Parker became a jerk. I almost texted you my face for that was.
I want to look that guy up because I don't recognize his name. See if he's still acting. And is he
Oh,
always
I did. He
the?
is.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
hang on.
Okay.
Hang on, hang on.
All right.
I just didn't have it at the ready.
Okay.
Parker. His name is Adam Kaufman. And he was on iZombie for a couple episodes. He was on State of
Ah, that's zombie.
Affairs
Okay.
for 13 episodes. That looks like his with Katherine Heigl.
Hmm. You know what I've been watching we started last week?
What?
The Good Wife.
Oh yeah.
At,
I haven't watched. I think
and,
Drew watches that.
a lot of courtroom drama, but it's the type of show where there's going to be like different guest stars every episode because it's a different court case. So
Yeah.
I'm sure I will see some Buffy alumni cycle through there because
Did
it's
you?
got like 7 or 8 seasons.
What was the SAG Awards that just happened?
Hmm.
And the host did something where they're like, okay, everybody who's had a guest spot on Law and Order, SVU, Criminal Intent, or Original, take a drink. And they pan out to the audience. And everybody's
I
going
mean,
back.
so many
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think all of those, NCIS and CSI and all of those. It's like
I
a
mean,
rite
you
of
have a show
passage.
that's been on, or like ER that was on for like 15 years, or now Grey's Anatomy 20. Like,
It's crazy.
there is a finite number of actors.
It's like
So
before, like when we were growing up, everybody went through the soap opera. Like that's where you started out, was doing soap
yeah,
work. And now I feel like these procedurals, that's kind of what you do. You know.
yeah.
But, anyway. Anyway, Sean, why don't you tell them about the
Yes.
socials?
All right. We are everywhere, and that everywhere includes Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at the Sunnydale Diaries. Blue Sky, we are just at Sunnydale Diaries. We are not on X. We are not on Snapchat. We are not on Bumble. We're not on Grindr.
Not on Tinder. Nope.
Nope. So if you do see our picture on there, it is a fake. So please let us know so we can deal with that. We have a website, thesunnydalediaries.com. You can get links to our episodes. You can download our free PDF Jenny calendar and still enjoy 10 months of Jenny pictures for the rest of the year. You can get a link to our Discord server. Join a close-knit small community that likes to talk about Buffy and the Sunnydale Diaries.
Right.
And we have an email address mentioned a few times this episode, but in case you didn't catch it then, it is thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com. Send us an email. If you have ideas for future discussion topics for upcoming season 4 episodes, if you are a history major or an English major and want to tell us what you're doing with that degree besides teaching, or if you just want someone to email, we are here, eagerly awaiting it.
If you have an interesting inquiry about life, you need advice, drop us a line.
We'll do it.
We're lonely.
Poor Melanie snowed in up in
I know, right?
rural Georgia.
It's 62 degrees here today. I'm so excited. It's going to be 20
wow,
in the
nice.
20s tonight, but it's 62 right now.
Oh.
You know?
Okay, nice. All right. Any other thoughts on season 4, episode 3, The Harsh Light of Day?
No, I got nothing.
Okay. All right. We will see you in 2 weeks because we're doing every other week releases now on March 10th for season 4, episode 4, Fear Itself.
We'll see you then.
All right. Bye.
Bye.